Donald Trump is now putting out a tweet, and this is why cryptocurrency started to pump last night. The crypto strategic reserves that includes XRP, Solana, and ADA. Because you got to remember how far we've came. You know, since the FTX crash, Celsius crash, BlockFi crash, and all that. You know, Bitcoin was at 16 to 20K. Solana was back at all-time lows. And now, look where we are right now. So we have came up. It's just part of the storm. This happens literally every single cycle. We just have to handle the short-term volatility. I want to start this video off with this. This is a reminder of the 2016 to 2017 bull run. And we had multiple 30% discounts along the way. In fact, you can look here. There's a 30% discount here. There's a 38% here. There's a 33 here. There's a 38 here. There's a 36 here. And there's a 29% here. And so far, if I bring you up this bull run that we're in right now, and it's funny, just real quick, Bitcoin is actually pumping at the time of recording, when 3 or 4 days ago, you know, everybody was bearish and saying the bull market was over, and now we're pumping again. And it was like, yeah, we're back on. And that just goes to show you what kind of investor are you. If you believe in the 4-year cycle, there should be no problems at all. But so far across this bull run, in 2023 and 2024, we've had 7 major pullbacks. We've had a 20% discount here. We've had a 20% discount here. We've had a 20 here. We've had a 22, 25, 26. And you get the point. But we've not really came close, you know, to 38% across the market, especially just on Bitcoin. Now, sure, some AI agent coins, gaming coins, meme coins are done way more than that. But as you know, this game of this bull run, we need Bitcoin to start performing well, because if it doesn't, that's where the altcoins are going to go down significantly more. But when Bitcoin ultimately pumps again, that it is doing right now, that's when you start to see Solana go up like 40 to 50%, pretty much overnight. So again, even with the $1 billion Bybit hack that we just had and all these liquidations, we keep having, in my opinion, we're still chilling. Like again, if you look at that screenshot at the start of the video, we had bigger dips than what we're experiencing right now. And we are having a big dip at the current time of recording. Now, I want to talk about this. Short-term storms are always going to be here in a bull market. It's not plain sailing. You don't need me to tell you. I'll give you a quick example. In the last 30 days or so, almost $1 trillion of market cap, as you can see on this screenshot here, has been completely wiped out. You know, the fear and greed index is pretty much all-time low, 22. And again, you can see here the ETFs flooding out. Like a lot of money is flooding out of ETFs. And again, to only fall 22% at the current time of recording, I don't think it's too bad with all this bad news. Now, we knew this wasn't going to be easy, right? You have these 20 to 35% dips that we hit all across these waves of cycle, all across 2021. In fact, we had a 50% discount in May in 2021 that was brutal, when Bitcoin went from like 64K to like 30 and some change, and then it would ultimately go back up to that 4-year cycle. But if you're an OG here, you know the game, right? Some of the newer guys, this is just for you personally, you might be freaking out right now. To me, or to you, I would genuinely ask yourself the question, what has fundamentally changed from then till now? You know, 3-4 months ago, 2-3 weeks ago, when you got in, when everything was hot and you were like, okay, we're off to the plain sailing. Nothing's really changed, but the prices have went down. And again, as we've just demonstrated here, that is part of a bull run. It's not going to be a plain sailing game, because if it was that easy, we'd all be making money. It's about how hard can you hold on and DCA when you have that money. And the answer is nothing. Bitcoin still does what Bitcoin does. Solana still does what Solana does. Ethereum does what Ethereum does. And we know RWA, DeepIn, AI gaming, and even memes are going to go exponentially this run. Or if you didn't believe in that, either you should just go outside and maybe invest in the stock market and real estate and play a different game. And there's nothing wrong with doing that, by the way. But if you got in cryptocurrency, you have to ask yourself, did you get in for Q3, Q4 2025? Or did you get in for tomorrow, next month? And if your answer was tomorrow or next month, probably not going to be good for you, because it's going to be a very emotional journey. So I want you to take a deep breath. And unless you have some dry powder to buy some of these top assets, I wouldn't really buy the dumpster coins right now. It's a little bit too risky. Buy the top assets. You're guaranteed to make money. They're on discount. You know, just don't bother to check your portfolio. I know it's hard if you're new. I know it's super hard, and it's easy for me to say this, but I promise you, for somebody that lost everything in 21 and 22 by riding all the way back down, the best thing I could have done was just shut down the laptop, look at the 4-year cycle, and take profits aggressively. And in my opinion, the 4-year cycle is still on play. And if you didn't think it was, you would have left. So take time, hang out with your family and friends. If they're good, you know, clean out the basement. If you've got to clean a basement, get in shape, go touch some grass, and let the market come to you, okay? Trust me, that is all you need to do. I'm still very optimistic about this year. It will be infinitely better than the time it is right now, because you got to remember how far we've came. You know, since the FTX crash, Celsius crash, BlockFi crash, and all that. You know, Bitcoin was at 16 to 20K. Solana was back at all-time lows. And now, look where we are right now. So we have came up. It's just part of the storm. There's many bullish catalysts coming as well. We just have to handle the short-term volatility. And again, if you are a trader, I always say this, and you're panicking right now, you should love that if you're a genuine trader. If you're a hodler, you should stick to the plan. This happens literally every single cycle. Now, I want to bring up a couple of tweets by Plan B. He's probably one of the biggest crypto guys on X, and he's got a good YouTube channel as well, so shout out to him. He's known for his stock to flow model, and this guy likes to look at all things on a longer time horizon. And what he's saying here is, you know, we're in this kind of red zone, blue periods in a Ross, and for the next 9 months or so, February to October, he still thinks there's going to be the 4-year cycle is still in play. He also has another tweet here. Almost 1 year since the halving. Think about that. It's almost 1 year since the halving. That's fucking crazy, by the way. I feel like it was yesterday. And Bitcoin, the red dots are turning orange and yellow, entering the second stage of the bull market. Then steep FOMO stages. So again, these big accounts, they're way smarter than us. They have way more money than us. They've been in the game longer than us. So again, I'm only following guys and giving you information. You shouldn't follow them exactly because, you know, no disrespect to Plan B, but his stock to flow method was saying Bitcoin was going to touch 100K. Didn't do that in the last bull run, but ultimately he's a longer term investor. So I want to talk about this. There's not been any steep FOMO in the market. What do I mean by that? A lot of newbies think this bull market is over because the massive dumps in our coins prices, especially like AI agents and AI and gaming coins, hasn't really, you know, heated up yet. And again, show me the massive dumps in Bitcoin. We've seen the 20 to 30% dips along with other cycles, and these are textbook for every 4-year cycle. The last part of the bull run is the steep FOMO part. And also, without the FOMO, there's no crash. And I would argue that there's not been that steep FOMO crash. I'll give you the 2021 example. This is what happened. Mayhem like this. People were buying digital NFTs for $1.3 million, okay? We haven't had that yet. You had Bored Ape Yacht Clubs and you had some other NFT values that were peaking around August, September 2021, and they were selling for millions of dollars in Ethereum. You had massive ads worldwide. Matt Damon, the Crypto.com shiller. You had Hex Taxi ads everywhere in London. You had in New York City, SafeMoon. Rug of a coin. You had Flocky. Okay, it was talking about Miss Dodge, get Flocky. They were advertising on bus. We haven't had any of this yet, and we will experience this in the bull run. I promise you. And that's at the peak bull run, and that's when it's time to start packing up shop. You probably have a month or so when this starts coming out, and that's why I'm so optimistic that we're still on track. You know, here's another thing. This is a very interesting thing. We talked about this in our private community the other day. This is the Bitcoin rainbow chart. So again, you can find this on bitcoincenter.net. And again, what I like to do is I don't look at the first one. They have a new updated version here. And I think this is very fucking interesting. So what we can see right now, we're kind of in this kind of hodl mentality, which pretty much sums up what we're all doing right now. And if you can buy, absolute fantastic. But we haven't even came close to the red zones. You can see in the 2013 bull run, got to massive red zones. In the 2017 bull run, got to massive red zones. In the 2021, pretty much got to red zones. We haven't came close to red zones. So again, this chart is just to show you on a longer term horizon where we are in the cycle. And yes, there's going to be some short term pain along the way, but in my expectation, this is where we should be taking profits. Now again, this is estimating Bitcoin's price in the red zone is going to be about $300,000. I don't think that's going to be true, but again, anything past the 125, 150, maybe 175, we might be at those red zones. So again, we skipped the orange zones when Donald Trump won the election, and that was due to FOMO, right? To me, this is interesting, as again, I'm playing the 4-year cycle as we always talk about, and to not go anywhere close to the red zone, to me, seems we're still on track with this next 4-year cycle of this run. And it's also funny, as you can literally use this chart as an example and nothing else. If you just want to use this chart, this would have told you when to take profit. So you don't need anything else, man. It's absolutely crazy. And you're going to destroy the bull run with just this chart. Like, it literally calls the tops and bottoms. So again, in the kind of bear market of 2022, it literally told you basically a fire sale. It was buy, accumulate, still cheap, blah, 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 blah. And then we started to get to the hodl kind of mentality, and then we had a big dip again, and it was like accumulate again. And now we're back in the orange or the yellow stage, which is hodl. So again, to me, this is just another reason with all the bad news, with the liquidations and the buy bit, that we're still so fucking early. And on a shorter term horizon, yes, it's difficult. But in my opinion, you have to think long term. And I would argue it's not even long term because, again, we're playing this for the next 6 to 9 months. It's not that long term if you think about it. Now, I want to show you crypto bubbles here. In the last month, it's very fucking rough. In the last 3 months, it's very fucking rough. In the last year, it starts to look a lot better. But I want to ask you the question, or I want to answer the question that you probably have, is when is this part of the next cycle going to stop being so crap, and when are we actually going to go up so we can make some fucking money? So if I show you TradingView here on Bitcoin, to answer this question, it's super fucking simple. We just need to look at what Bitcoin is going to do. As when Bitcoin starts to move like it did, at the end of 2024. That's when every single altcoin started to go parabolic. And if Bitcoin just keeps dumping or chilling at like 90K, even though we've came so far, altcoins are not going to do anything. So unless Bitcoin can start to go up past the 100 to the 110 and break that 107K that we had at the local top, that is when altcoins are going to start to keep up. If it literally just keeps going sideways and further down to the action in the short term, you're just going to have to hodl and DCA, or you sell and give up on your journey and you buy in Q3 and Q5 2025 when we're all selling and you regret everything because you fucked up the bull run. But again, it's okay to fuck up your first bull run, although it will fucking suck, but you'll learn a lot of lessons along the way because there's so much pain in our altcoins right now that it's not going to take much if Bitcoin pumps to really sort these altcoins if you are bleeding out. Now, this is a very interesting chart. This is the Bitcoin comparison in terms of cycles. So we look at 2013 bull run, we look at 2017 bull run, we look at 2021 bull run, and we're going to look at the 2025 bull run. Now, here's where things get juicy. I think we're actually mimicking 2017's bull cycle at the time of recording. But firstly, I want to show you 2013's bull run. So the 2013 bull run is on the blue kind of diagram right now. And you can see here, this is where we are at the 2025 bull run, right? Because we're in 2025 now. This is the yellow kind of gold bar. Now, first, let's look at this 2013 bull run to the 2025 bull run in comparison. Now, this is where things get a little bit weird, and this might make you feel a little bit bearish, but this is what we just have looking off this data. So again, if we mimic the 2013 bull run, you can see that it's probably fucking over. And if you believe the 2013 bull run is mimicking 2025 bull run, I would urge you to sell because, again, this would just ultimately guarantee that we're just going to fizzle and do nothing. But I don't think we're mimicking 2013 bull run at all. If we take this away and we look at the 2017 bull run, what we'll see is we are kind of on track, and this is where we could potentially go. So again, we're just mimicking this exactly as the time of recording. If you look at the 2021 bull run, we've had that initial pump, but we haven't really had that massive FOMO. So again, if I just take this away and I go back to 2017, we're pretty much mimicking we're on track, right? So once Bitcoin starts to recover, we could see somewhat like this. Now, again, it's not going to fall exactly, but again, if you just look at 2017 and you look at 2025, what we're on right now, we have literally mimicked this exactly. We've came above it, we've came below it, we've came pretty much right at it, and we're pretty much at it at the time of recording. And by the way, we've just had this tweet that literally came out yesterday. Donald Trump is now putting out a tweet, and this is why cryptocurrency started to pump last night. The crypto strategic reserves that includes XRP, Solana, and ADA. So he put this tweet out and cryptocurrency went fucking bananas. It didn't go absolute crazy yet, but what I'm saying is cryptocurrency started to revive itself, and everybody that was saying, oh, the bull market's over, the 4-year cycle is invalid, now everybody's looking at their portfolio thinking, oh, well, ADA went up crazy, Solana started to go back from like 138 to 170, XRP is going crazy, maybe the bull market's back in fact, and it just came from one tweet, so it just shows you how fast these Jeffries starts to jump ship, and I think it's very fucking funny. So where do we go from here? So this is the more important thing that you're probably here for this video. Now, number one, I actually don't know where we're going to go. Again, I'm just playing the 2025 bull run, but I'm going to give you what I can kind of see going forward. Now, we could get a potential hopium rally relief. So we start to go up again, which could come true. But then, as we know, in April, we've got Donald Trump, I think it's April 2nd or whatever. He's doing a potential sell-off. That's what we could say, so we start to come back down again because of this Trump tariff news. So we could get some hopium going up. We could obviously get that news that's coming out, and then we start to dip again, and then ultimately we make the next leg up. So that, again, is very short term towards this 2025 bull run. And this is, of course, just a guess. Remember, I'm playing the 4-year cycle, and ultimately, nobody knows where we're going to go in the short term. If anybody's telling you they're going to go somewhere short term, I promise you, they don't fucking know. So again, for our alts to really rip again, we ultimately need Bitcoin to start performing with some good price action. And once BTC rips past that 107K to 110K mark, you can ultimately guarantee that pretty much every single altcoin, once Ethereum recovers, once Solana starts to get back above $200 again, $250, you're going to see absolute crazy waves. And if you're not prepared for that, you might as well just sell and just think it's going down here. But what I don't want you to do is be the guy that's buying at 150, 170 if we get that in peak 2025. And that's when you start to invest, because I promise you, the crash is going to be the exact same as 2013, 2017, 2021, and you're going to be one of those guys buying the tops or holding it all the way back down like I had to stomach and wait 4 years of my life to get back in cryptocurrency and restart it. I'd love to know your thoughts where you think cryptocurrency can go short term, long term. I'd love to know if you're still a believer in the 4-year cycle. And I would ultimately love to know where you think we are going to head for this next run. If you want to have a check our 10K fast track, you can book a free call with one of my team members. The whole goal in this community is to get people to 10K per month and ultimately get you on that passive income like we've helped many of our members do so far in this bull run. So you can check out those links in the description if you want. Ultimately, keep these in, keep hodling on, and you'll be absolutely fine.